Hello BookTube, Sarah here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming to you with a Friday Reads. But to start off with, I want to do something that I haven't done on a Friday Reads in quite some time, and that is talk about what tea I am currently drinking. So this is this is in my cute little camping bear mug from David's Tea. I don't think this is available anymore, but it's super adorable. Like the bear is driving the camper as they do. But this is a color change mug, so when there's no hot liquid in it, you can't see inside the camper and you can't see the bear driving. So it's super adorable, and of course I had to pick it up when I saw it. But the tea in here is called O Canada, and it is it's not exclusive to Canada. It's not an exclusive tea at any time of the year. You can get this all year round, and you can get it in the US as well. I have friends in the States who are able to buy it, and it is a rooibos tea, and it is sweetened with maple syrup, like maple syrup flavoring, and it is so good. It's not like when you smell it, you get like that warm maple syrup smell, but not insanely overpowering. And same as with the taste. It's subtle. It's not, again, overpowering, and it's really good. So if you like maple, I definitely recommend you check this out. It is also a caffeine-free tea, which is also really nice. So yummy. So that's what I'm drinking this morning. But you're not here for tea, you're here for books. So let's jump into the books. So I'm at a neat spot this morning. Yesterday I finished 3 books. I finished my ebook, my audiobook, and my Babysitter's Club book. So as of this morning, all the books I'm going to talk about are fresh, and I haven't read any of them. I haven't read a page out of any of them yet. So we'll start off with my ebook, and that is One Evening in Paris by Nicolas Barrau. This is I believe it's a romance novel, but I don't think it's a typical romance novel. I think there's a lot more to the story. It's essentially about a gentleman who owns a small cinema in Paris, and it is it's like more like an art house, I guess, kind of cinema. It doesn't have, like it says on the back of the book, it doesn't have the extra large popcorn. It doesn't have the summer blockbuster movies. But there's always this woman who comes in this red coat, and I guess something happens between them. This is the last book that I need to read for the Triple RC Challenge for July. I should definitely get it done on Sunday. It's under 300 pages long, so it should be a really relatively easy read. I'm hoping. And this one was for the category to read something, or to read a book that took place in France or in Paris or something like that. So I didn't have any that I knew of in my library, so I ended up buying this one, but that's okay. I love the cover. It is just stunning, and I'm really looking forward to it. My audiobook that I'm going to be starting is Saints for All Occasions by Courtney J. Sullivan. This is narrated by Susan Danaker, I believe. This is a historical fiction novel, and this is a really new release. I think it only came out like in May, and I saw it, I think, on Goodreads as, like, sometimes I read the Goodreads blog for like the new books coming out that week, or maybe I saw it somewhere else, but I saw it come up. And I checked my library and they had it. Well, at the time, there were not a lot of holds on it. I guess a lot of people hadn't had the buzz just yet. And so I was able to get it, and get it relatively quickly. When a book's really popular and they only have so many copies, audio copies, it sometimes takes a little while to get a book. Like, I know the Lauren Graham one that I read earlier this month, I think I sat on the wait list for close to 5 months for that. So yeah, I looked at this book now and I thought, because I've had it now for 6 days and I haven't had a chance to start it yet, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to motor through it because I think it's like 18 hours long. So it's a longer audiobook, and it's about 2 sisters who travel from Ireland to America, and then it kind of covers the next 50 years of, you know, their family and all those things living in America. Sounds so good. It is right up my alley. It's exactly what I love, and I'm really looking forward to it. And again, that cover is just stunning. I have so many audiobooks on hold at the library, and that I've had to suspend some of them because I thought, oh gosh, I'm going to get them in and I'm not going to get a chance to listen to them. So I'm really trying to be good and not just put everything on hold, but it's really difficult to do. The book I just finished, What I Had Before I Had You, by Sarah Cornwell, and it was narrated by Karen White. Last night, coming home from work, I had 30 minutes left in the book, and I drove the slightly longer way home from work just so I could finish listening to it in the car. Has anyone else ever done that, or am I the only one? I mean, like, it was so good. Again, I'll talk about it more in my wrap up, but yeah, so that's the audiobook, is Saints for All Occasions. And last but not least, my Babysitter's Club book. As you guys know, I have one of these going all the time. They are my before bed, shut the brain down reading, which is lovely. And I am into book number 6, which is Kristy's Big Day by Anne M. Martin. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know I read this book earlier this year. But this is the only one I've actually read recently. And I thought I was going to skip it originally, but I'm like, you know what? I'm really trying to keep it in chronological order. And I mean, these take me a few days to read, so it's not that big a deal. I'm going to read through it, you know, over the weekend, and then I can continue on to book number 7. So yeah. Now, speaking of reading, the book club. So the Novel Expectations Book Club, I haven't mentioned it in a little while, but there's always a link in the description box below where you can find all the other areas where you can find me. Please do join. We do have a book club for the for my channel here. And how this started was the whole pick me a book that I do every month. And, you know, I always mention, if you guys want to read it with me, you know, then I thought, well, why don't I just start a book club? So we've got a bunch of people over there. There's a little chatting going on, which is really nice. I have to admit, I read the first book and I finished it yesterday on Thursday, and I was highly disappointed. It was Nothing But Blue Skies by Kristy Ridgway. Yeah, it was probably one of my lowest rated books in a while, and that's sad. I think now, because we're reading it kind of for a book club and there's a bunch of people reading it, I'm kind of being a little bit more critical with it than I would normally. Does that make sense? But I'm glad, because, you know, a good book is a good book. But I did even find that this one was a little, the only way I can describe the book, and I don't want to get too much into it because I am going to do a full review of this book in its own video in the next few weeks, is that this is the kind of romance novel that people scoff at with romance novels, if that makes any kind of sense. I won't get too much more into it, but it is time to pick our August book. So I'm still going to do it the same way that I did before. We're giving you guys a group of numbers to pick from, and then on Monday I will put up a video of, you know, 5 of the numbers that were picked, and then you guys get to vote on which book we are going to read for the month of August. So the numbers, and I had to look it up, I had to go back to my July video to find out what numbers I had. So the ones that I want you to pick from is from number 126 to 150. So please, in the comments field below, please post a number between 126 and 150. And stay tuned for the videos to come, or the video to come, and so we can pick August's selection. I think, you know, in another few months, what I might do is, maybe when we get more people and we get more chatting and what have you, is that I will do a like reader's choice, where you guys can like write in votes of books that you guys want to read, or maybe we'll put a poll on the group. I haven't decided yet, but for now we're going to do it this way, and then, like I said, once we get more members and we get more people talking and, you know, we're a little bit more active, we can do it that way. So I'm really looking forward to that. So yes, so please post a number below so we can get our picks for the month. And then, as per usual on my Friday reads, I just really want to quickly talk about what I plan on knitting this weekend as well. And first of all, I want to show you something that I finished. I finished a pair of socks this week, guys. Aren't they adorable? So my camera does not focus on anything, but there's some lovely pattern work in these socks, and I just love the way the yarn worked up. They are absolutely gorgeous. They are going to look fabulous on my feet this fall and winter. So yes, that is a finished object, and what I plan on working on this weekend is a sweater pattern called Pumpkin Ale. This is a very detailed, heavily cabled sweater that I am knitting for when I go to Rhinebeck, New York in October, which is a huge knitting festival. Just to put it in some sort of context for you guys who are not familiar with this festival, I'm sure you've all heard of Comic-Con in San Diego that happened like last weekend. Yeah. Rhinebeck is Comic-Con for fiber people, like knitters, crocheters, spinners. So I've only just started the sweater, and the big thing is to knit a sweater for Rhinebeck. Look at the cables in that, guys. Isn't that gorgeous? This is the back panel. So it's going to run up the back, and then like the rest of the sweater will be built around. It's a cardigan. But yeah, that's the back panel. So that is what I will be working on this weekend. And it needs some love because I've got 12 weeks to get this done. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be reading and knitting on this weekend. Again, I have a free weekend. Weekends have gotten a little bit better, I think, for me. And I'm not saying like being busy is a bad thing, because it's not. But I don't know if I mentioned it before, but my husband actually got a new shift at work, and that's very exciting. He was working first shift, which was 7 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. Now, I don't start work until 10 a.m., so it was a little difficult. I still had to get up at 6 to get him to work because he doesn't have a driver's license, so I am the only driver. And now he's working from 3 in the afternoon till 11 at night. So I still have to go pick him up at night, but that's not a big deal because we don't have to get up early in the morning. And so he's not home in the evenings, which it's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. And his days off are Monday and Tuesday. But we still do get to see each other on the weekends in the morning and, you know, stuff like that. And he gets to see me at night on the days that he's off. So it does work out. We've lived with this before. We spent 2 years, like, for the second and third year that we were married, he worked nights. And I never saw him because if I was awake, he was sleeping and vice versa. So I'm not complaining too much about that. But, you know, like, we kind of do stuff in the morning, and then by mid-afternoon, I've kind of got all this time on my hands till I have to go pick him up. So a lot of time for reading, a lot of time for knitting. Next weekend I am going to be busy, but I will talk about that in my next Friday reads. For videos coming up this week, I will be doing the full review on Nothing But Blue Skies, and I will also be doing, I can't remember the second video that I had slated to do this week. Oh, the Pick Me a Book, or the book club video. So yeah. So anyway, guys, I'm trying to keep this as short and sweet as possible and not let them drag on forever. But I hope you guys all have an absolutely fabulous weekend, and I will talk to you in my next video. Take care and happy reading, everybody. Bye.